Okay, we are live, Corinna. Hi again.
Hi again.
It's so nice to see you every week to have our little chat about the earth, the contribution. And today, I believe we would talk about receiving from the earth. Yes. And I thought today to start with a little meditation, you can call it, but more as connecting, really
Mhm.
connecting with the earth and our body. Is that okay for you?
Let's do that. Good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
okay. So I will close my eyes if you feel too, and those who watching and are here with us, you can close your eyes and let us take a deep breath in and out. Hmm. And to start with, I invite everyone to feel really your butt on chair or wherever you are sitting on and becoming really present with it. And if you can also put your feet on the floor, if you are outside, even better. In a matter of speaking, there is no difference, but then you can put your feet on the soil and become present also with your feet on the floor, on the ground. And you can, if you like, put one hand or two hands somewhere on your body. Let us say hello to our body. Hello, body. Dear body. Lovely body. Beautiful body. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And as we say this, sense relaxation your body is going in. Be aware the gratitude you receive already now from your body. Your body is here for you. When you were born with this body, this sweet, beautiful body of you. Now is the time, really, it is the time that we acknowledge that we are here also for our sweet bodies. And ask the molecules of your body to relax, to melt, to melt down into the earth. And as that happens, it's instantaneously, it happens. Don't have to think about it. Just asking. And when melting into the earth, notice that you expand as well. It goes together. And you can even expand more and go deeper into the earth. Expand, expand, expand. High earth. Beautiful, beautiful earth. I'm here too for you. And the earth is so willing to receive from you. And my question now is, are you, are you willingly willing to receive from the earth? Whatever that may be for you, are you really willing to receive from the earth? And perhaps this is a lovely space to go into the conversation. What can we speak about today? About receiving from the earth. I invite you, Corinna, now. What is that for you? What is receiving from the earth for you?
First of all, it is being present with the earth, but it's also enjoying a flower or a bouquet of cut flowers, and really being present with that and giving the gratitude for it, being grateful for it. And what I noticed is, because I have been doing this for years, usually the cut flowers, for instance, tend to last a lot longer if I'm
Mm,
grateful for them, versus just plopping them into a vase so they have water and forgetting about it, so to speak. But, every time I see them saying, thank you, I appreciate the gift that you are, the contribution that you are. And for me, it's the same with a flower pot. Like I've had for months an orchid, and it is starting to drop flowers, and there's still a part where it's as fresh as when I got it. And they're still saying, thank you, for still blooming, to acknowledge that. And also looking forward to when it comes back into bloom. And right now, what I'm also keenly aware of is it's sort of harvest season. The fruit trees are bearing, and berries. What can we just even if we don't plug it ourselves from a tree and buy it in the grocery store, can I still be aware of where it's coming from, that is not produced by the grocery store, that it is a gift from the earth? And can I still have the gratitude for that and really receive it?
yeah, and you mentioned there something that really is contributing a lot more in this receiving, gifting and receiving is the gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
It's the gratitude. And when you were speaking about potted flowers, I became in that instant aware where I am gratitude, not only saying thank you, not only thinking gratitude, but being gratitude. And I wondered for so long that it was somehow cutted flowers last longer in my house than in my friend's house.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and I I never I never questioned it like what is this? Now when you were speaking about that, it came fully in. So thank you, Earth. And I was willing to receive the gratitude of the Earth, therefore, was, yeah, but that's it. Because every time I pass by those cutted flowers or this bouquet, there was a gifting and receiving in
Mm-hmm.
gratitude. And how many people perhaps are gratitude that don't acknowledge that? That was the question that came up for me now. So, where am I gratitude and where am I receiving from the earth where I don't acknowledge it, where I drop it
Yeah.
down, or perhaps it's an energy that is so normal that I don't see it any longer as something you have to be, you have to say, you have to do.
What if the difference is that how much do we do gratitude by saying thank you, and how much are we willing to be gratitude?
Yeah,
And being gratitude, at least from my perspective, is a continuous state. It's not that one time, oh, thank you, and then I'm pulling back, but I'm present even as I'm walking by. As I'm looking at it, I'm present with the flowers and am in that state of, or that energy space of gratitude.
yeah, yeah, as you don't have to think about
Mhm.
gratitude because you are gratitude. Yeah, yeah, and do you know, Corinna, while I'm more committed, or I am committed now by being present with every energy, I can so much more receive conscious because I'm willing to receive. And what I noticed there is now going outside, even going to the bakery or going for a walk or whatever it is where I'm going for what I'm going outside, there is so much more kind of interaction, as I name it. Like, really, even
The car.
driving in a road, and then there is a tree in the garden of a house that I don't see it at the first time because you are driving by, but noticing that, wow, yeah, thank you, I saw you. And that's the beauty also that creates for me, that creates more for me and my body. And acknowledging, as we hear it saying, when you have a body, you are, here on earth, so you receive from the earth, whether you acknowledge it or not. And that's so true. And that is what I discover now. But by discovering it and being more with it, it creates a lot more. How
Mhm.
is your experience there?
I fully agree with you. And what I would like to add to what you were saying is are we also willing to receive the rain, the snow, the wind, the thunderstorm, the hurricane, the earthquake? Because I am also aware how much when we talk about receiving, we'll look at the good stuff,
Mm.
the things that we have labeled and judged as being good and positive, etc. But what if we're willing to receive everything? How much energy is there in the thunderstorm? How much clearing is there? Cleaning the air is there in a thunderstorm? Are we willing to, I mean, about, yeah, not this past winter, but the winter before, we had a really intense, I don't forget how they called it, but it was really intense with a lot of wind and snow coming down. And initially it was rain, and then the snow came, the temperatures dropped, and so everything was sticking to the screens
Oh,
that we have and the windows and the walls. It was just absolutely fantastic. Yes, I was sitting inside. I was not going outside, but I was marveling at what was happening. And are we willing to receive that? You know?
yeah, because it is a beauty when you are
Mhm.
telling it is a beauty, and it is, as you say, we are willingly to receive the good things, the beautiful things, and what confirms our judgments
Yeah.
as ugly and wrong, we don't receive, or we cut us off and
Hmm.
putting our barriers up to not receive it. And as now also in this conversation, I see beauty. I started to see the beauty of my body. But even in this, when you say it's raining first and then the temperature go down and then it's the snow, every every step is so beautiful
Hmm.
itself. And it creates something perhaps that we aren't used to see, but isn't that also with our bodies and with the landscapes of the earth?
Yep. Yeah. And how much, I mean, I'm as guilty as pretty much anybody and everybody is. How much do we judge our body?
Yeah,
How
how
many
much?
judgments do we have? And would we be willing to throw out those judgments and not say, oh, my skin is dry, or my body shape is not perfect, I'm too heavy, I'm too skinny, I'm too this, I'm too that? How much judgments do we have? Are we willing to be present with our body and ask our body how it would like to be? And are we also willing to be present with the fact that how much the ideals of beauty have changed over time?
Also, also.
I
And
mean,
I'm guilty.
look at the Rubens painting where the women were really voluptuous, and then we got Twiggy, a stick. And not that one is right and the other one is wrong, but what is true for us?
Yeah, yeah. So true, so true. But I'm guilty. I judged my body a lot, a lot.
Mm.
And I can see where it came from, and now seeing it more. And Corinna, what for me, yeah, changed it really is my willingness to connect. with the earth, with the universe, with every cell of being. And from that beauty, from that communion, then I started to acknowledge it and being more conscious what beauty my body is, what beauty the earth is,
Mm-hmm.
from a completely other perspective than because beauty, there are people who loves the forests, the woods, the sea, whatever, and there is also there so much judgment about what is beautiful on earth, what isn't beautiful on earth, which tree is a beautiful tree, which tree is an ugly tree. And with animals, that judgment of beauty and not so beautiful and ugly, it's in every place and space
Yeah.
active. Wow. So yeah, it's quite, it's rapidly, it's not, and easily also, not, it doesn't bring ease, but it's rapidly live from all those judgments because that's the common
Mm-hmm.
energy
Yeah.
the world is thriving on.
And on some level, it may look like receiving, it may not look like receiving. For instance, for years, um, I looked at where my energy was uh, by looking at how animals responded to me. When animals came up to me, I said, okay, everything is fine. If an animal came up, saw me, I said, okay, where am I off? Where I'm not congruent with myself? Where am I having anger, hate, or something in my energy field right now?
Mm.
And just using it as a check in. And what if my energy field is perceived when I'm out in the wild and hiking? Like when I was working in Rites of Passage, we said, people, you have a different energy field. You're not out here to be an enemy to animals, for instance, but you are out here to be with yourself and what is all around you. And the animals will notice that and behave towards you in a different way than if you would be, I'm by myself and I'm learning.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I found that so true,
Yeah.
you know?
It is interesting because, for me, I bought in the fear for animals from my mom.
Okay, yeah,
She had fear for every animal.
yeah,
And I bought it for so many years, so many years. Really the fear as, and at the same time, I was longing for that contact with the animals.
yeah,
And I was living really a long, yeah, up till perhaps max 10 years ago. I
mm-hmm.
was allowing myself to let go of the fear. It was after my mom died. It was
Yeah,
after my mom died. I was like, yeah, no, I can let go of this. But yeah, and now I can see what you are telling through animals. How much can we learn and perceive, receive
yeah.
through animals about ourselves?
And how much false information do we have? Because when you said you took on fear that your mother had, I did the same thing. Like my mother hated fish, touching fish or snakes or that. And I forced myself with my kids when they were little to touch animals,
Mhm.
to let a snake crawl, glide over my, and they have scales, but what I associated with being scaly, God, they are smooth. They're not
Yeah,
scaly, you know.
yeah,
And so, how much wrong information, wrong expectations do we have? And are we willing to let go of that and really make the choice to experience? And it's not that you have to. If this is not working,
right.
there are certain animals where I'm still a little bit squeamish that I wouldn't necessarily want to touch.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
admit
yeah,
that, but it's also what am I willing to let go of? What story
yeah,
am I willing
yeah.
to let go of?
Yeah, what story am I willing to let go of? And that touch, I relate so much to it, and I forced me into also to start to touch animals because my gladly my children didn't bought that fear, didn't took on that
Mhm,
fear that I so it was through them I forced myself into, and even then I would rather, yeah, yeah, you can go but I don't, you can go but I don't, let, yeah, keep it away from me. So I allowed my children to come
mhm,
around and to touch and to have certain animals, but yeah, not for me, not for me. And I remember, I remember when we, yeah, that's already 20 years ago. That was the first time. We were looking for a house to buy with my late husband, and there was a family of cats. It was the grandma, the ma, and the daughter. And my daughter saw that and she said, "Oh, mom, when we are going to live here, I want to have a cat also." And I said, "Yeah, we will do that." But inside, I thought, "Oh no, it never will happen." But I promised her, and we went to live there. So she caught me by my arm and she said, "Mom, you promised me we will have a cat." So we went for a cat. But I worked at home. So the cat, and it was a kitten of 6 weeks when it came to our house, and it jumped on me. Clearly, it wasn't wanted to be cuddled. And I was really sitting like, "Oh, heck, what now? Don't move. Don't do anything. She can sit here, but now." And then that touch of the, ah, popping my legs. Oh, I can remember me if it was yesterday, but that was the first force
mhm,
of becoming more with animals. It was a cat, and afterwards the dog, and yeah, even an owl. I touched, yeah, several animals. But it's interesting that touch, that touch.
mhm,
As I see this now, is there really a difference when I love to touch the energies, to melt with the energies? So isn't that the same when we touch and we melt
mhm.
with the energy of the touch?
Yep.
So yeah, that's something I take out of this one for remembering me when I'm with animals and the touch, because the fear of horses and the great love I sense, the connection I sense with horses, the fight, I chose and choose still to let go of it. So that's now my first action I will take, is to come closer with horses, and I will take this also with me now, this energy of the touch. and the melting in the touch and the energy. And yeah, also perceiving now, receiving at the same time from the earth through the animal and my body. And
Yeah.
wow, it's and. It's not off, or. It's and.
Hmm. And what
And
if we don't have to have fear? I mean, while I was listening to you, I just flashed back to a time when I was renting a space, because I had just moved to the area and I had no clue about anything. And in the evening, I sit there and there's this black ball over on the other side of the house. I was like, who are you? And so I went closer and it was a tarantula. And okay, you're a tarantula. I'm sorry. This part here is my space. This is your space out here. Would you mind moving out of this space? I'm going to leave you alone out there. So I just did what I needed to do to sort of shoo it out, and it was fine. You know, I have with a lot of animals where I have the sense, I'd rather you not be in my house,
yeah,
you know. And I really didn't want to wake up and sort of stumble and step on a tarantula. That was also not my idea.
yeah, I can imagine. I
And
can imagine.
so just, okay, can we agree to that? You
But
know?
even that, Corinna, the softness, which one you you present here, you shows here, like, yeah, I see you, and this is my place, this is my house, so please, can you move on? But there is still that kindness, still that acknowledgement, still that respect, still that honoring, still that gratitude. You know, all those energies are still there. And that's so different, which from I was growing up with, from that fear. There isn't a respect, there isn't an honoring. It's like, yeah, yeah, you cut
There's
off all
almost
those energy.
kill it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And in which way that's also killing ourselves?
Hmm.
That's my question now.
How
It's an
much,
interesting conversation. There is coming so much up.
how much are we cutting off that we
We do.
could be connected to if we operate from fear?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
one of the biggest lies is that we are separate from nature. We aren't. We're not the same as nature, but we're not separate.
No, we are nature
Yeah,
also.
we're part of nature. And what was that? You know, that, what does that change? Allowing for the fact that we are actually one with nature.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
not.
laughing, Karina, because I saw pictures coming in of those stores, those bio stores and the bio products. That's nature, bio, nature. And then we are so in for all of that. And I can remember when I was really obsessed nearly to buy only
Mhm.
from those stores. And at the same time, I was so disconnected from my nature.
Yeah.
What the
Uh,
heck? Yeah, what the heck? Wow. Oh, wow, Corinna. I think we can go on and on and on, but
we
we
could.
already wrapped up our half an hour. So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's
So
go on.
invite people to really just be present with nature
Mhm.
and explore for themselves until next week. What am I willing to receive from nature? And what am I not willing to receive? And not judge you for either one.
Yeah, yeah. As I mentioned here, also, I've been that, done that,
Yeah,
judged also, and it isn't wrong. It isn't wrong. But
no,
how much more can it contribute in
yeah,
being you really, when you sit with whatever it is
mhm,
without judging it? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So,
What a beautiful invitation.
so until next week,
Until next
we'll continue
week.
the conversation.
Yes, we will go on. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye. Bye
See
bye.
you.
Take care.